Just before we start with the English Majlis, if I can request gents to move forward as close as possible to ensure there's space for any latecomers. Thank you. Salawat.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم والحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على أشرف المرسلين حبيب إله العالمين أبي القاسم محمد اللهم صل على محمد وعلى محمد صلى الله عليك يا مولانا يا أبا عبد الله صلى الله عليك يا ابن رسول الله صلى الله عليك يا ابن أمير المؤمنين صلى الله عليك يا ابن فاطمة المظلومة ما خاب من تمسك بقام وأمن من لجأ إليكم يا ليتنا كنا معكم سادتي فنفوز والله فوزا عظيما قال الله تبارك وتعالى في كتابه الكريم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم كنتم خير أمة أخرجت للناس تأمرون بالمعروف وتنهون عن المنكر آمنا بالله صدق الله العلي العظيم صلوات اللهم صل على محمد وعلى محمد. For the love of Abba Abdullah Husayn, with the loudest of our voices, Sallu ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad. Salli ala Muhammad. For the love of our beloved first Imam, with the loudest of our voices, Sallu ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad. And for the love of Imam Sahib al-Asr wa Zaman, Ruhi wa Arwahu al-Alamin li-turabi maqdamih al-fida, Sallu ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad. Salli ala Muhammad. Assalamu alaikum jami'an wa rahmatullahi ta'ala wa barakatuhu. Once again, we thank Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for giving us this moment and this opportunity in this holy month of Muharram to continue to acquire the understanding of our faith and understanding of our school of thought from those beautiful lessons and values that were established by our beloved Master and Savior, Abba Abdullah Husayn salawatullahi wa salamuhu alayhi. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ala Muhammad. If mu'mineen and mu'minat will recall very well, last night we looked at the topic of spirituality and materiality. And during the discussion of last night, we looked at how each and every one of us, depending on our age group, express our love for life. Because as we mentioned very well in that theory of love for expansion, that there is no human being who does not love life. Each and everyone wants to expand his life. The more you make money, the more you want to make. Nobody wants to lose. But as you know from the ayah of Quran we spent much time on last night, we realized that no doubt whatever I have in this world is nothing but a fake success. And the real success lies with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Now inshallah from tonight we're going to start looking at the social dimensions of the movement of Aba Abdullah. You recall very well the first segment of my discussion had to do with the theological aspects of the movement of Imam, where we focus more on the concept of Azadari and those Azadari that are established and those that are not established. And then we moved on to the spiritual or the mystical dimensions of the movement of Aba Abdullah, and last night we concluded there. Inshallah, from tonight we're going to start looking at some of the social dimensions of this great movement of Aba Abdullah, in order to invite myself and to invite mu'minin and mu'minat to be proactive. Don't just come, sit, listen to us and go home. Or don't just close everything after the Arba'in and then you open the book next year in Muharram. We need to be proactive, as the Holy Prophet mentioned. Tafa'alu bil khairi tajiduh. Be proactive in doing khair. You will find and meet khair on your way. Now the ayah I've just quoted for tonight's discourse is Quran 3 verse 110. No doubt it's a known ayah. We quoted similar verse in the previous discourses, where Allah Tabarak wa Ta'ala mentioned kuntum khayra ummatin ukhrijat lin-nasi ta'muruna bil ma'ruf wa tanhauna 'anil munkar. The ayah is saying you are the best of all nations. You are the best nation. Why? Because ta'muruna bil ma'ruf wa tanhauna 'anil munkar. Because you promote righteousness and you forbid evilness. Now, departing from this ayah of glorious Quran, our topic of tonight will be a rhetorical question. You will answer it yourself by the end of this lecture. The topic is, have we betrayed Imam Husayn? That's a question. And the aim of tonight's discourse is to stimulate some thinking in us, whereby we look at those values established by Aba Abdullah and we compare it to our current situations. You look at it as an individual and you look at it as a community. Have we betrayed Aba Abdullah or not? I don't have an answer. I'll just present to you the discourse. You go and think about it. You have to do self-introspection and dig down into your heart, drive, and find out if indeed we have betrayed Aba Abdullah or we have not betrayed Aba Abdullah. And my examination will be of the following three stages. The first stage, we will look at the commentary or the tafsir of this ayah. Because understanding the commentary and the tafsir of this ayah will help us truly understand whether we have betrayed Aba Abdullah or not. Or whether we just come as a slogan, we attended Muharram Majalis, the Majlis was excellent, and then it ends there. And then the second stage of the examination, we will look at the link between this ayah and the movement of Aba Abdullah. And then the last stage of my examination, I will then look at our current situations as individuals, as communities, vis-a-vis the values established by Aba Abdullah. So we're going to take few of them, maybe 5 or 6 of them, to say, look at the way we are. Is it the way Aba Abdullah wants us to be? Look at number 2. Is it the way he wants us to be? Look at number 3. Is it the way he wants us to be? So that when we go home, we can think about it and bring about the information in us. Now let's begin with our examination. Quran is saying, you are the best ummah. Which ummah? Meaning the ummah of beloved Prophet. Peace be upon him and his family. Salawat. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad. And I want you kindly, brothers, pay maximum attention. I want us to really understand this ayah. So Allah is saying, you are the best nations. Why? Because ta'amuruna bil ma'arufi wa tanhawna 'anil munkar. Because you promote righteousness and you forbid evilness. Question. And my discussion is going to be based on this question. Is it logical or reasonable to refer to a nation as the best of all nations because they are promoting righteousness and forbidding evilness? That's a question. Because Allah Tabarak wa Ta'ala, Sariq al-Ayah, this ayah, if you look at it from the face value point of view, it's saying that you are the best nations. Please think about this ayah. It's like saying, why? So because they are promoting righteousness and they are forbidding. Now the question is, does it make sense for us to be the best nation because we are promoting righteousness and forbidding evil? Example. I meet a brother. I say, brother, please, don't drink alcohol. This is forbidding evilness. So I meet a lady, sister, please, wear your hijab. This is forbidding evilness. Doing this, does it qualify me to be the best nation? That's my question. Because if you look at the previous nations, they were also advanced in knowledge. Maybe their levels of knowledge were even much higher than us. Because if you go to link them with the Greek time, people like Socrates, people like Aristotle, they reach certain levels of knowledge. But Ayah Quran is saying, you are the best to Ummah because you forbid evilness. But it's a Baba. Those people, they also reach highest level of knowledge. Not only that, some of them went to the space. How on the earth Quran will come and say, because we forbid evilness, we are better nation? I said, no, we've not understood the ayah. Let's try to understand the ayah. If we understand the ayah, then the movement of Abba Abdullah will be clear and we will understand our responsibilities. Scholars said, forbidden evilness are of two kinds. We have forbidden evilness jurisprudentially and we have forbidden evilness literally. What is the difference between the two? Forbidden evilness jurisprudentially from the fiqh point of view is when you witness a person committing an act of sin and then you verbally advise the person to stop. That's jurisprudential. And of course, it has its own condition, which you know, three main conditions. One first condition is that before you tell a person to stop, please don't do it. Three conditions must be met. Otherwise, your nahy anil munkar will not be accepted. The first condition is that you know very well the person who is committing that act of guna, he knows it's guna. That person knows that it's haram. Otherwise, if a person commits a sin and he doesn't know that it's haram, your nahy anil munkar cannot hold. Maybe you will only do amr bil ma'ruf. Number two condition to be met before you do nahy anil munkar jurisprudentially. You should have the certainty that when you do it, it will have an impact. But I know when I tell them, they will not listen. Nobody will even look at me. There is no point really. It's like Quran is saying, أَأَنذَرْتَهُمْ أَمْ لَمْ تُنذِرْهُمْ لَا يُؤْمِنُونَ. And the last condition of nahy anil munkar is what? You know that when you do it, it will not have any harm on you. There will be no harm. There will be no danger. So you can do it. Otherwise, if there will be danger, there is no point. Unless, na'udhu billah, the danger of committing that sin is higher than the danger that will affect you when you do nahy anil munkar. But now come with me. Let us look at nahy anil munkar lugawi or literally. And this is something that I really want brothers and sisters to understand and take something out of tonight's discourse. They said nahy anil munkar lugawi is made up of three things, meaning it has three compositions. First, of course, the verbal one. How do I see it on the member? Oh, guys, do this. Haram, haram. The effect of this is nothing. You know, the time it will be effective is when you see me doing it myself. Allah, most of us speakers, our problem is we preach virtue and practice vice. Wallah. That is why we come Muharram full after Muharram zero. Because Imam Jafar mentioned, Al-alimu man idha nadarta ilayhi yudhakkiruka al-akhirah. A real scholar is someone, when you look at him, by just looking at him, he reminds you of Allah. Nahy anil munkar should not be just verbal, the way we are doing now. Before I tell you to stop something, I must make sure I implemented it in my life. That is why our Holy Prophet mentioned, Ana tabibun dawarun bitibbi. I am a medical doctor who goes around and circulates with my medication. I don't sit and wait for people to come to me. Allah, look at our situation today. Is it like that? You answer it yourself. I'm talking from my own self. Nahy anil munkar literally is made up of 3 compositions. The first composition is what? Fikri. Ideological. I will explain to you. Second is economical. And third is social. Meaning, the nahy anil munkar, which this ayah is referring to, should compose of these 3. In other words, we have a munkar ideologically. We have a munkar economically. And we have a munkar socially. Let's go into them one after the other. And that is the meaning of this ayah of Quran. That when we do that, then we are khairu ummah. Not you meet somebody in the mosque, you become judgmental, and that is khairu ummah. Allah. It's way higher than that. First one is what? Ideological. Today, look at the world. That is what about Abdullah stood for. There are so many confusing ideologies around. There are so many confusing views around. From internal and external. From Shias and non-Shias. There are so many misleading views around. There are so many clashes around. Our youth are getting confused day by day. Wallah, you meet youth, you said, how was the lecture? Oh, excellent. You ask him what you have learned. Nothing. Oh, how is that lecture? It's charming. It's eloquent. What have you learned? Zero. Confusion. I'm not saying we should not allow new ideas into our community. But you must appreciate the fact that today, one of the biggest war we are faced with is ideological war. People are questioning the ideologies of Ahlul Bayt. It's munkar. And this happened during the time of our beloved Prophet and Abu Abdullah, and I will establish that later on. Now, what do we do? If we forbid this practically, then we are the best of all nations. How do we forbid it? That is my point. This ideological war, ideological battle. Today, you tune this television, ideological war. That radio, ideological war. We're getting confused day by day. We don't know where to go, where to get the right information. We have duties, we have responsibilities. As communities, as Shias, and most especially the leadership of our community. We don't take this thing seriously. We will be held responsible on the day of Qiyamah. What do we do to forbid this evilness? Is to establish functioning institutions. Our institutions are failing us. Our institutions are dying. What do I call functioning institution? Name one Shia organization in the UK which has the most advanced technological library. We have ideological war. We need to attract our youth with the most advanced technological library, whereby they will go and learn, they will go and acquire, they will be given the platform to study and understand the true message of Allah. It's ideological war. So therefore, I call on our institutions. You go to other denominations. Each institution you enter, they have top-notch libraries. We don't have it. What we worried about is only we come Muharram, we come Ramadan, we sit in. Don't get me wrong, this is good. But our youth need something else. We are in a global village. Knowledge is increasing and getting expanded day by day. We need to move by time according to Imam Jafar. Majlis is only 5% or 10%. The rest is a research. Which one of our centers has a research center? I'm not saying open universities. We don't need that now. But each community must have a research center. And our senior citizens must be our think tank. Once we are able to do that, then we are forbidding evilness. Not our senior citizens, something that they reach the departure land. Where are they take all their experience to? And number two, if we truly want to forbid ideological evilness, we need to have masterpiece media outlet. We don't have it. Give me one Shia radio station in the country. Give me one. Sunnis have a lot. We don't need it. The TV stations we have, they are not to that quality level. We don't even want to support them to educate the Ummah. This is the war of the day. It's ideological. So when Allah is saying, Kuntum khayra, I dreamed this, and inshallah one day we'll achieve this. Kuntum khayra ummatin ukhrijat linnasi ta'muruna bil ma'ruf wa tanhawna 'anil munkar. You forbid evilness because you try. Any ideological war, you meet it with what it deserves. We need a proper media house with all the equipment to convey the message of Ahlul Bayt. Allah bless Ahlul Bayt TV, Safir TV, and all the TVs that we have. But we need to take them to the highest level because the quality is not there. Because the Ummah don't want to spend money. And whether you like it or not, our children, they love to watch television. They love to tune to their iPads. At least our communities must even have what is called softwares, where they develop their own app within our communities. Inspirational thoughts must be put there for people to use it. That is the first nahy anil munkar we need to. It's a challenge. We may not achieve it now, but we need to have 20 years, 30 years plan ahead. By the time these children become like us, they should find things nice for themselves. Number two, economical. We have youngsters, graduates, struggling to find jobs sometimes. We have youngsters who want to start their own business. They can afford. Said, we need to establish a fund as community together. Let's come together. Establish a fund that will help out. That will start up them. Other communities are doing. What stops us from doing? We can do it in the name of Abba Abdullah. So that when you graduate, come here. There is a fund for you. There is a soft loan for you. This is how Ahlul Bayt developed this religion. It's not only Qala Allah, Qala Rasul, by the way. Islam is everywhere, not only in the mosque and Imam. We need to be economically strong to empower our youngsters so that their minds are not. Today, don't you see people are giving youth money to take their minds? Do you know that? It is happening. People are convinced by money, like the way Banu Umayyah did. Wallah, it is happening today. What are we doing? Baba, empty stomach, what are you going to teach? He is graduating and he doesn't have a job. He needs some money. So our community need to think. We need to think. Preparing for Imam al-Zaman is not to fold your arms only salah, 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 salah. That's it. That salah should invite you and inspire you to empower the coming generation. That is Nahi Anil Munkar. And the last one. Social Nahi Anil Munkar. What is social na? Look at our situation. How many prominent personalities do we have in this country? Tell me. Allah, you tell me. We have few. In the field of academia, how many top-notch professors do we have? I'm talking of Shia Islam. Can't we do it? We can, but we relaxed. How many politicians do we have? Don't we need them? We need people at the highest level, youngsters. Study to the highest level. The challenge of the world today is your social status. Study hard, and communities need to come together to encourage young ones to go to the next level. When you see people down, level is down, and you promote that, it means you are promoting Amr bil Ma'ruf and forbidding evilness. So therefore, when these three things are met, then you qualify to be khayr ummatin, the best of all nations. So I leave the challenge with you. Let's see what we can do. Now let us look at the ayah and link it with Abu Abdullah, and you will see it fits nicely well. And that's what Abu Abdullah stood for. He fought ideological war, and he fought economical war, and he fought social war. Abu Abdullah. How? Some people say, no, Abu Abdullah went out because he refused to pay allegiance to Yazid. I said, that's part of it. And you remember I mentioned on the first or the second night. That's part of it. When Abu Abdullah said, فَعَلَى الْإِسْلَامِ السَّلَامِ إِذَا بُلِيَتِ بِرَاءٍ مِثْلِ Yazid. Say salam to Islam when Islam is examined by a leader like Yazid, because it's رَجُلٌ شَارِبٌ خَمْرٌ. But that's not the only reason as to why Abu Abdullah went out. Some said no, Abu Abdullah went out because people of Kufa invited him. That's not the only reason why Abu Abdullah. You know why he went out in addition to all this? It's because, number one, there was economic segregation instituted by Banu Umayyah. They took all the money and they gave to certain class, and the rest remained poor. Abu Abdullah said, no, this is injustice. I need to go out and establish that. Number two, Banu Umayyah employed people to fabricate traditions, hadith. Today, we have ideological wars. Wake up, my fathers and mothers. This is not here saying, Wallah, if we do not take care, we will be Muslims without substance. And I mean what I'm telling you. Banu Umayyah employed people to fabricate riwayah, to fabricate hadith. And Abu Abdullah said, I can't look at this. Let him go out. Same way, Banu Umayyah, they built mansions. Today, if you go to Sham, look at the palace of Banu Umayyah. You would say it was built yesterday. Although there has been some refurbishing, but you would say it was built yesterday. Isn't it? That was how they used to live. They amassed all the wealth, and they made Shias of Ali and Shias of Hassan and Husayn poor. Hence, Abu Abdullah said, Inni lam akhruj asharan, wala bataran, wala mufsidan, wala riya'an, innama kharajtu li talab al-islah fi ummati jaddi, wa inni amuru bil ma'rufi wa anha anil munkar. That's what Husayn stood for. So therefore, mu'mineen and mu'minat, I call one and all, let's start thinking very seriously about these things and build our institutions in such a way that our institution is able to take care of all the needs. And let's all come together and support our institution, because we have nowhere to go except these institutions. Stop folding your arms and say, I've got nothing to do with it. Wallah, if you don't have nothing to do with it, your son will have something to do with it. If your son doesn't have something to do with it, your wife will have something to do with it. Let's all come together and build it to be a force to reckon with within the community. Now let's go to the last part. Have you betrayed Imam Husayn? In addition to all this, you think about it. What he stood for. Have you stood for that? Or we are doing something else? Wallah, today you find people come when you make matam, they laugh at you. Cheap. There are people, even you wear black, they say, why, you guys, what's going on? And some of them are Shias. So this is the war that we are going through. Yes, Bibi Zainab made it very clear. You can't shut the light of Abba Abdullah. But we need to stand and ensure that we are force in our communities and we are productive citizens and members of these communities. Now let us look at our situations and compare with what Abba Abdullah stood for. And before we look at this, there are two things I want to mention. And that is also something that we need to start thinking about. Number one, we need to understand the notion that Muharram, Safar is only for Shias is wrong. So this call for an action of interfaith between us and our Sunni brothers. The notion that Muharram and Safar is a Shia thing is wrong. And some Shias are too excited about that. Why is wrong? Because of two reasons. Number one reason, Abu Abdullah stood for Amr bil Ma'ruf and Nahy Anil Munkar. These are Quranic injunctions. So we expect all Muslims to meet and remember Abu Abdullah. So as the community, we need to engage our Sunni brothers in healthy interfaith dialogue on the personality of Imam Husayn. We are not doing enough, meaning, believe me or not, and excuse my word, we are not doing enough. We are too much comfortable. We remain in the comfort of our communities and we leave people out there. Number two reason as to why it's wrong to think that it's only Shia thing is that today, you know Umar al-Mukhtar. How many of you know Umar al-Mukhtar? From Libya. He was a revolutionary, isn't it? But almost the entire Muslim world, when you mention Umar al-Mukhtar, everybody stand and salute. So scholars ask question, is Husayn less than Umar al-Mukhtar? I mentioned, we need to market about Abdullah. Not only to non-Muslims, but to our Muslims. And wallah, believe me, there are beautiful hearts there among the Muslims. Only few handful don't want to see us. But majority are willing to listen. So this is a challenge. Next year, we should have a different way of approach to our Muharram. The second thing which I want to mention before we look at our situation is what? It's a wrong notion to think that Imam Husayn was killed by Shias. And unfortunately, there are some Sunnis who say, no. They killed him. That is why they gather and cry. Said, who is the Shias? Said, la, you are wrong. Why you are wrong? Because of two reasons. The first is that Abu Abdullah mentioned, Ya Shi'ata Ali Abi Sufyan. Said, oh, the Shia of Ali Abi Sufyan. If you are not religious, be free. Shia of Ali Abi Sufyan, not Shia of Ali Muhammad. So if you read the event of Karbala, it's not Shias who killed him. Shia of Ali will not kill Ali. Shia of Ali will not betray Ali. These are Shias of Ali Abi Sufyan. These are Shias of Banu Umayyah. But that notion is out there. Who should go and respond is I and you. And the last reason as to why it's wrong to think that Shias killed Abu Abdullah. It's because, Habibi, people say no, they received so many letters, but they betrayed. They were not the Muslims. Habib ibn Madahir is from Kufa. Muslim ibn Awsaja is from Kufa. Sa'id, who stood next to Abu Abdullah when he was praying and they were throwing arrows on him, is from Kufa. Burair from Kufa. I told you that half of the companions of Abu Abdullah from Kufa. So those who sent letters and they went against the letter, they were not proper Shias. And today we have them also. Now look at our situation. Simple things I want to outline. Do we love Abu Abdullah? Do we want to make Imam Husayn proud? You know, every night when you come for Majlis, wallah, the Majlis is that you are paying allegiance to Husayn. You want to go out here, Husayni. That's the meaning of coming ever. Question. I start with our ladies. And this is common that we hear every day. You ask yourself, if I attend the majlis of Aba Abdullah, where the Maulana, in reciting his Masa'ib, he mentioned that the face veil of Ahl al-Bayt went, and you cried, and you go out in that shopping mall without hijab, what will you say to Aba Abdullah when you meet him? That's my question. I always say, okay, you don't understand the hijab, that's fine. Do you love Zainab? Yes. Okay, I will do it because of Zainab. Sometimes there are things you do because you take somebody as a role model. It's not like you want it. So the thing is, have we betrayed Aba Abdullah or not? You answer. If I go to that shopping mall or I go to that place without hijab, where I have constitutional right to put on my hijab, if I meet Husayn, what will I say to Husayn? You, the husbands, who discourage your women from wearing hijab, when you meet Aba Abdullah, what will you tell Aba Abdullah? And the youngsters, when you are to get married, when a lady comes who is hijabi, today we have this greatest challenge, that there are so many youngsters. They said, if you wear hijab, I will not marry you. Allah, we have it in our communities, believe me or not. It's rampant. And people sit there giggling and as if nothing is happening. Yes, not wearing hijab will not take you out of Islam. But if you meet Aba Abdullah without hijab and saying that I don't want to marry a lady with hijab, what will you tell Aba Abdullah? What is the purpose of your crying? What is the purpose of your ma'atam? What is the purpose of saying Labbaika ya Husayn? Answer. Allah answer. Number 2. Music. Music. You know, one thing that Banu Umayyah are known for is listening to music. They would get drunk and they will chill, as they say. Wallah. At a place, Farkadun and the rest. I'm sure you know the history. A lover of Aba Abdullah, after Majalis of Muharram, you go in your car or you going to work and you are playing music. Imagine if Imam al-Zaman appears there. Or you don't know that is haram? Or is it that the willpower is weak? If it's weak, no problem. Don't worry, calm, you can be helped. If there is a will, there is a way. Nobody is perfect. Even a speaker is not perfect. Wallah. We all struggling. But there must be determination. These are simple, basic things I mentioned. But these are the things that will ensure that Imam al-Zaman will go there and we are there. 3. Gossip and backbiting. Some of our communities are specialists in gossiping. Allah, and bringing people down. You go communities, you go caucuses. Some people made themselves holier than thou, Malaika. And these people, they are Jahannami. And these people. Allah, if Imam al-Zaman can, we leave all of us and go somewhere else. Look at the companions of Abu Abdullah, the unity amongst them. They were united. And they were very strong in their love for Abu Abdullah alayhi salam. Last one. Which is common. You see Muharram, you see how many we are, some even are in the mosque there. After Muharram, wafat of Imam Rida, quarter of the mosque. Small Imam, big Imam. I heard it here when I came here. When Abu al-Fadl Abad did not drink water because of his loyalty to Imam al-Husayn, you are telling me there is small Imam, big Imam? La ilaha illallah. Why did Abu Abdullah stood for? He stood because he wanted you to follow the Imams who came after him. But then if you have the notion of small Imam, that program, Reda, not big deal. Oh, Gadir, big deal. Let him go. Oh, Shahada, Bibi Fatma, big deal. They are all Silsilatul Sahabiyya, golden chains. If Imam al-Zaman comes like this, will we be happy? So therefore, Mu'minin and Mu'minat, let's strive for change. And let's work very hard. We have a lot to do, but we should not put pressure under ourselves. Let's do it according to our capability. Once you are determined and you keep making efforts, Allah Tabarak wa Ta'ala will help you. And Allah will see you through. But if we fold our arms and we think everything is okay on a silver platter and we do nothing about it, we only come Muharram Safar, we cry and we do nothing, it's a problem. That is why my tomorrow's discussion is what? I'm going to look at young children and the youth and the senior citizens of our community, and I'm going to extract some of the challenges that we face in our community between the young and old, and the segregation that we have in our community, and look at how Abba Abdullah brought young and old under one umbrella in Karbala. And tonight, before we enter this musibah, we need an minute. It's the night of Hajjaj. It is related to Abul Fadl al-Abbas. Any Hajjaj that you want to be fulfilled, this is not here saying it happened. It's mujarrab. It's experienced. Ask Allah. Sick person you want to be cured. Wealth you want. Education you want to prosper. Tonight is the night of the fulfillment of Hajjaj through the barakah of those two hands of Abul Fadl. But you know what scholars mention? If there is one thing that will make it difficult for us tonight, is when a Shia is not in talking terms with another Shia. If you have hurt someone, find place in your heart to ask for forgiveness. And if somebody has hurt you, find place in your heart to forgive that person. And give sadaqah and charity tonight in the name of Abbas alayhi salam. Where do we start with the Masa'ib? We start the Masa'ib by taking our hearts to the holy city of Medina. Where in Medina, by knocking the door of Ummul Banin. Allahu Akbar. You know, narration says, Ummul Banin gave her sons away to Aba Abdullah on the 10th day of Muharram. And she gave Abul Fadl al-Abbas to Aba Abdullah al-Husayn alayhi salam. And that is why we are told, spend whatever you have to give life to the majalis of Abul Fadl al-Abbas. Because Banin, she taught us never forget the majlis of Ahlul Bayt, especially the majlis of the Shuhada of Karbala. You know, narration says, Banin would recite majlis in Jannatul Baqiyah. We are told she would collect sand in Jannatul Baqiyah. And she would sit next to the grave of Imam Hassan al-Mushtaba. And she would make 5 domes out of the sand of Jannat al-Baqi. And she would begin to cry and lament. People would come to Banin. Oh, Banin, you lost only 4 sons. Why making 5 domes out of the sand? She said, Wallah, the 5th dome is Aba Abdullah. The 5th dome is Aba Abdullah al-Husayn alayhi salam. You know, we are told Banin would cry until even enemies of Ahlul Bayt would cry. Somebody like Marwan ibn Hakam, whose heart was filled with enmity for Ahlul Bayt. We are told whenever Banin would remember the Masa'ib of Karbala, he would begin to cry also. But you know what breaks the heart of the lover of Abbas? Imam Husayn al-Abidin. he approached al-Banin in Medina. He said, "Oh al-Banin al-Arba, ever since we came back from Karbala, whenever ever Mataya is mentioned, you cried. But I've never seen you crying whenever Uncle Abbas is been mentioned." You know what was her response? She said, "O Zayn al-Abidin, I do not believe my Abbas left Husayn alone." She said, "Wallah, I do not believe my Abbas left Aba Abdullah." That was the moment when Imam Zayn al-Abidin began to narrate what Abbas went through. He said, "Oh al-Banin, I saw Uncle Abbas. He went to my father and the permission was granted. He rode his horse. When he got closer to the water, he came down." He said, "Oh al-Banin, Uncle began to walk towards Furat. But when Uncle got to Furat, Uncle did not drink the water of Furat." And you know why, brothers and sisters, huh? He said, al-Banin, I saw Uncle came back and rode the horse. He said, as the Uncle was heading back, someone appeared from behind and struck the arrow on the right arm of Abbas. He said, "Oh al-Banin, we saw Uncle Abbas struggling, and he was struggling while the right arm was falling. Someone appeared from left and he struck on the left hand of Abbas." But you know, Ayatollah in Naini is reported to have said, he said, "One night I recited the majlis of Abbas in Karbala." He said, "When I finished, I went to home. When I went to home that night, while I was sleeping, I dreamt Fatima al-Zahra." He said, "When I dreamt Fatima al-Zahra, she was crying. And I didn't know why Fatima al-Zahra was crying. So I told her and said, I asked her, Amma, why are you crying? Maybe I made a mistake in the takrir of my Masaiba." You know what was the response? Ayatollah Naini said, Fatima al-Zahra responded to him, "Oh Naini, you've not made any mistake, but whenever you recite the Masa'ib of Abbas, there is one line you should not forget." He asked her, "What is the line?" He said, "You should remember when a person falls from the horse, when he's falling in front, the two arms will be in front. But the only one who fell with the arms in front without the arms was Abbas alayhi salam." He said, Ayatollah Naini said, she said, "You should remember this line." That was when Imam Husayn al-Abidin then continued to al-Banin, said, "Oh al-Banin, when Uncle Abbas was falling, he was calling out, Assalamu alayka ya Aba Abdullah." Narration says, Imam Husayn al-Abidin said, al-Banin, I know you love Sakina and I know you love Aba Abdullah. He said, "Oh al-Banin, do you know who told us Uncle Abbas was dying?" She said, "No." He said, "It's Sakina." He said, "Why Sakina?" You know what happened, brothers and sisters? As the battle was going on, Sakina was on the shoulder of Sayyida Zainab. All of a sudden, Sakina began to chant, "Uncle, uncle, uncle." Sayyida Zainab asked Sakina, "What is going on?" Sakina said, "Auntie, uncle is dying." But narration says, Sayyida Zainab asked Sakina, "Why are you telling me uncle is dying?" You know what was the response? Sakina said, "Oh, Auntie Zainab, I saw the flag falling down." I saw the flag falling down. Narration says, Imam Husayn al-Abidin said, "Oh al-Banin, my father began to go towards Abul Fadl al-Abbas." But you know, When Abu Abdullah approached the body of Abbas, you know Harmala what he did? He already struck the arrow on the right eye of Abbas. So the eyes were blocked and filled with blood. Abbas could not see anymore. So as Abu Abdullah began walking towards the body, Abbas could feel someone walking. You know what Abbas said? He said, "Oh man, I've been hurt so much. Do not hurt me. Give me chance to bid farewell to my master Abu Abdullah." And one unique thing about Karbala is what? Everyone was saying Abu Abdullah, but Abu Abdullah was saying Abbas, Abbas, Abbas. When Abu Abdullah got to the body of Abbas, you know what Abu Abdullah did? Abu Abdullah lifted the head of Abbas and placed on his lap. That was the moment when that painful conversation and dialogue between Abu Abdullah and Abbas took place. You know what Abbas said to Abu Abdullah? He said, "Oh Abu Abdullah, I am sorry. I will not be there to help you and protect you." And Abbas said, "Oh Abu Abdullah, please do not tell my mother I've left you." And he said, "Oh Abu Abdullah, I promised Sakina to bring water. Please, Abu Abdullah, say sorry to Sakina. Wallah, the last one will break your heart, mu'mineen and mu'minat." He said, "Oh Abu Abdullah, tell Sayyida Zainab, I will not be there to protect Zainab." Allah, when I look at this line, I remember Zainab. When Imam said, "Ashab, Ashab, Ashab." Let me leave you with this line in that final moment of Abul Fadil. Allahu Akbar. Abul Fadil requested one thing from Abu Abdullah. He said, "Can I move my head from your lap?" Abu Abdullah said, "Why, Abbas? You are in pain and you want to move your head from my lap." What was the response of Abbas? He said, "Master, I am dying and I am on your lap and you will soon be alone, Master." It's like Abbas is saying, "Ya Abu Abdullah, shimmer will start on your chest." You remember that moment when they were taking the body of Fatima al-Zahra at night? When Imam Hassan came next to the body of Fatima, Imam Hassan hugged her. He said, Amma, painful quietness." Abu Abdullah came and sat next to the body of Fatima al-Zahra. We are told Abu Abdullah hugged the mom, isn't it? And he called out, "Amma, Amma." But we are told Amir al-Mu'mineen was inspired that the remove Husayn from the chest of Fatima. Same thing happened to Abbas, isn't it? Then Arbabul Makatil asked a question. If angels would not be here to see Husayn on the chest of Fatima, how did the angels be here to see Shimmer on the chest of Abu Abdullah? So Abbas is trying to say, "Remove me from your lap, oh Husayn." Now look at the last moment. Abbas could not open the eyes. He said, "Oh Husayn, when I was born, the first time I opened my eye was when you took me, Husayn. But today I am dying and you are next to me and I cannot open my eye." When Imam Husayn al-Abidin told Banin, you know what Banin did? Allahu Akbar. We are told in the riwayah, Banin, Layla, Ramla, and Rabab, and Bibi Zainab, they ordered people to remove the roofs of their houses. They were asked, "Why are you removing the roofs of your house?" They said, do you want us to cover ourselves from the sun that burnt the body of Husayn? But the final moment, Banin said to Imam Husayn al-Abidin, Wallah, I did not cry for Abbas because I knew there was no one to cry for Husayn.
Abbas